Hey guys, what's up? It's me again. Today I just wanted to talk about just another father moment, seeing things and then be like, that's kind of interesting. Um, I noticed that punishing your kid is a lot harder than I thought. A lot harder than I thought. It is effective, but you still have to find a way that they get your attention without taking it as a very negative way, right? I don't wanna. I'm not a slapper. I don't beat my kids up. I've never been slapped before, other than my brother once got punched. I don't remember that, but it wasn't really normal unless it's like we're going to fight, right? Like you don't fight your parents; they have to defend themselves. Anything can happen. But to push the story aside about my brother, because we're not supposed to be focusing on that right now. Um, this is more. It's more about father against son or daughter, but I'm talking about little people, like I don't know, 2, 3 years old, right? And what I noticed is that the main problem that I was having about that whole freaking issue is that I just wanted him to stop doing something. And whatever I tried, especially because he's a cute baby, it was really hard for me and he kept smiling. And in the beginning, it was okay. But slowly I noticed that he was pushing the boundary, pushing the boundary, pushing the boundary. And I was like, yo, 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 why are you doing that? And I realized that in a way, he's not respecting my boundaries, but he keeps pushing it. And he started saying, hey, if that's normal, I'm gonna do it to my brother too. And it got to a point that I was like, yo, I have to do something about it. So I start calling him out. Hey, if you do this, stop. If you do this, I'm going to punish him. If you do this, we're going to do this. And the punishment wasn't even gangster. I didn't even hit my son. But what I did, I told him, go to your room, right? And stay there. And he didn't understand it. He went to the room, but he wasn't allowed to take his toys. It is that moment he was like, yo, that's not fair. And I was like, you can't keep doing that to your brother. Or you can't do that to mom. Or you can't jump there because it's dangerous. Because I have a son and he likes Spider Man. And he claims to places that are dangerous. And there was a time even we heard him hanging from a very high place in his bedroom because you have all the toys and you have an upper bed. He climbed on it. The stair was in place so he can climb on the bed. And we were yelling, help, help, help. And now I was showering. My wife was talking to his father on the phone. We were screaming, help, help. And my wife was like, oh, he's just playing with his brother because they like to play superhero and those stuff. And then she heard like a gangster one, help! And then my wife we said, let's see what the kids are doing. And when she came, she saw him hanging, almost falling, ass open in the air because he was trying to climb back up. And she catched him, and hey, life is Gucci. So we punished him again because we were like, you can't do that. And then I came and said, what happened? Da, 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 da. And then I took him back to the same place and explained to him, what you did is wrong. You can't do that. And my wife was like, you shouldn't smile. And it was too late for me because I thought it was cute that he survived. I don't know, guy thing. And well, it says you can't do it because one day you will fall. And he kind of accepted it. But even if you do that, what I noticed later with time that whenever he thought he did something wrong, he started punishing himself. Right? This is always when I want to talk. There's a guy with a dog. Go play with the dog somewhere else. Anyway, but I think I made my point is that it did bother me that whenever my son thought he was doing something, I was like, hey, where is my son? And I find him in his room on the bed without a toy. And I'm like, what are you doing here? He was like, yeah, I did something wrong. I was like, ah, man, flip. This is bad. So now I need to punish him, but at the same time consider it important to push him to do something else. You know? I was shocked that day that I was like, damn, if it's so easy to manipulate and ruin a kid with good intentions, I don't even want to think about it with bad intention, right? You're doing something right. Hey, well, if you did something wrong, punish, you go to that room. Because if you hit a kid, for example, and I'm just trying hyperbolics, the way I've seen and experienced stuff, is that if you hit him, they're like, "What? I'm not gonna do this. I have to be nice because pain is gonna come my way, right? But the pain is coming by the action of my father or my mother. But if you kind of emotionally want to manipulate them, guide them, whatever you want to say about this, they can do it to themselves. You don't beat the kid and the kid beats themselves. But if you do something psychological, they can psychological apply it to themselves. Which I think, honestly, somebody told me way back, we were talking about this. He says, I just think I can emotionally make a kid suffer way worse than hitting them. And I thought about it like, kinda that is true. Because a kid doesn't understand psychological damage, but they also don't even know how to stop the psychological damage. You know? It's way worse. They know what you have to do for you not to hit them. By psychological, we're talking about looking a kid in the eye in a certain way. And I tried that. I tried it from my side. Guess what happened? Now my kid feels so ashamed to look me in the eye. An angry kid that you hit might look down and look at you angry and look down. But now my kid is immediately, he avoids the thing. And I'm like, oh, flip. Because if I'm in a gangster situation and a bunch of gangster people look at me, I need to acknowledge them in the good way. Like, what's up? You can't be like, you can't do that. So it's a build up. And some people might be saying, yeah, but you already think about it. I'm like, dude, this is a snowball. It's a character building. He builds that. He cannot just unbuild that. It's in his genes, in his way of thinking, the way you push him and make him go forward. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't punish your kid. Once in a while, I do a tap on the head. Poop. It's more like, hey, I'm talking to you. What the heck was that? You can't do that. That's freaking dangerous. I told you not to cross the street. That's the furthest I went. I never did any pain. It's more like, hey, I'm talking to you. You like just push them a little. A knip. Hey, whoa! Look at me. I'm talking to you. This is important. They're not going to beat kids. They're not pinching other kids or whatever right now. Well, actually, who knows? But it's not like I'm pinching them every day. It's more like once every 3 months they do something. I'm like, hey, G, what's wrong with you? You can't do that. I told you don't do that, right? But I don't immediately punish them immediately. So I'm very, very flexible and democratic. But I do want a button that if I press, hey, I need your full attention right now because it's dangerous. And I've been in those situations and I told them you can't do that. And they understand it. It's just that I never thought a residue of treatment might stick there and they don't know how to stop it. It's like Mike Tyson said, I was trained to be a very gangster man. His trainer, for example, activated his anger. It was like Mike Tyson was afraid of this man, but he was like a very weird old guy. But you respect, Mike Tyson was afraid of this guy. Really afraid. Not because he can beat him, it's because he would stop loving him. Right? He even said it. But the problem is he admits he had a lot of anger. This trainer motivates this anger so he can get it out. But the trainer died and never turned that off. And it took him years to turn it off. Which I thought was a very interesting point. But hey, I don't want to extend this too much. Let me know what you guys think. But you can guide your kids psychologically, but be careful. So I don't think being a good parent is what you say to your kid, bad or wrong. It's more, how hard are you trying to stay consistent forever in their life? I don't want to be the mom that punished the kid or dad punished the kid and then it's nice then again, then punish randomly on a bad day. No, I'm not doing that. I'm consistent. But what I also try to notice is my consistency is not their consistency. So I need to help them with their consistency. Because I can be consistent, but I should be aware how it affects them in the long run. Because I need to adapt my consistency for their best effect, not my best effect. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Let me know what you guys think, if it was being helpful. Whenever I go for a walk for my MS, I have this talk. Feels good. I hope it feels good to you too. Take care.